Simple questions for 100 people. Welcome to our experiment, the 100 Person Project. I'm Bill Carell, and this is my investigation. I've got a bunch of people that I've talked to already and a bunch more to get to 100, and it's a research project to gather data from all these beautiful human beings for the sole purpose to see what actually happens across the interviews. The questions are fixed, and all the interviews will remain consistent, with the variable being the actual participants themselves. It's as if, Alyssa, I'm having you come sit on my porch just so I can learn about people. We are looking forward to what we will discover when we're done. And we're very interested in the people, the process, and your particular story. So with that said, it's my distinct pleasure to, what is your full name?
Full name, Alyssa Jane Williams.
Alyssa Jane Williams. Are there any ties to other family members, or are these names that your
Well, that
parents...
is my, oh, you mean, no. Although Williams is my married name, although I'm divorced. So my maiden name was Cavalier.
Well, that's cute.
No, you'd have to spell it anytime you're on the phone, like, with ordering something. C-A-V as in Victor, A-L-I-E-R-E.
Oh, with an E on the end. That's a
Yep.
little different.
Yep.
Very
So
nice.
I like Williams, so I kept Williams.
William has already worked for me, and there's just one of me, so I have no S in the end.
Right.
So what is your favorite nickname that most people don't know?
Okay, so I haven't had this nickname in a while now, but I used to like it. It's just plain old AJ, and I got that nickname when about 22 years ago, I was working on a team, and it was like 14 guys and me. I was the only girl, and
Mhm.
so there was a printout, and it had my short name on it, AJ Willia. So one person just one day said, "Hey, AJ, here are your prints." And from that, I had that nickname from everybody for like 8 years.
Yeah, good for
So it
you.
was just plain old AJ, and it was cute because, kind of made me feel like one of the guys since I was, so different. So
100%. I
yeah.
absolutely get that. And was that also in the IT industry, or?
Yes, yes. So most of the time I'm the only girl on the team. To be honest, I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the type of IT programming I like to do.
Yeah,
But yeah, definitely all the introverted guys that, don't want to look me in the eye. So they just call me AJ.
it's a good, if you're going to have a nickname, that's a great one.
Right. It could have
So
been a
when
lot
did,
worse.
yeah, it may have been a lot worse, and maybe you didn't know it.
Oh, they would tell
I,
me. I put them all to shame. I'm from Long Island, so there's nothing anyone could say that would be offensive or shocking or anything. Yeah.
perfect. And that's when you know you have them in your pocket.
Oh yeah.
Never, never let them see you sweat, right?
Oh, but no, I don't sweat. I mean, meaning like over stuff. So
Right. Okay. So when did you first notice what color hair you had?
yeah, I thought that was a very odd question because it's always just been brown, and so I think once I learned my colors, maybe maybe 4 or 5 years old. It's not something I
Yeah.
remember, but I'm hoping that kids can't go to first grade if they don't know their colors. So
Well, yeah, that they should stop you at the front door and say, "Tell me your colors."
yes, yeah, right. And if you look at yellow and say blue, I think you need to wait a year.
Yeah. So a minimum number of colors to get in is at least 3 or 4, right?
All right, the primaries. How's that? Oops, so sorry. I was trying to get rid of something. Okay. Um,
That's
Let
fine.
me shut my door.
The miracles of live broadcasting.
Right. One of my dogs is a puppy, and he's he's hard to control. So,
It's all good. It's
yeah,
absolutely fantastic. This is what life does.
yeah.
So, what is your favorite thing to do intentionally to waste time, Alyssa or AJ?
Well, see, that question threw me because of the word waste. Like I fill up every minute, and I'm just a big, I hate downtime. I hate wasted time because I'm always so busy. So it used to be like I would carry a book everywhere. So if I
Mm.
was out to lunch, I like to go out by myself a lot. Um, or if I'm just waiting for anything, I flip a few pages in my book. At home, I waste time differently. I'm not sure what I can say online here, but like I like to smoke and watch animated movies. That's my big downtime. I don't know if it's called time waster, but it's my downtime.
And what's one that you've watched recently?
Um, Movies? I've been watching a lot of horror movies lately. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
all different. Yeah, anything that just kind of scares me, or the thriller anticipation of, I don't know who did it. Oh, I watched the series Wednesday. Finished that. It's on Netflix. Have you heard of it?
I haven't
You
finished bad.
really? Wednesday, everyone's talking about it. It's like the Addams Family, but it's on the girl, Wednesday, she goes to a boarding school. To be honest, it hits every age, and it was just really good.
Yeah, when you were describing it, I thought you were telling me the day of the week that it broadcast, but it's on Wednesday.
It's on Wednesday. No, in fact, it's Netflix's most watched show since Stranger Things. So yeah. You don't know Stranger Things? Do you have Netflix?
Yeah, no, we've watched all the Stranger Things.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, yeah, it got weird, but yeah,
Yeah, I don't know how much longer they can pull it off, so
keep changing all the characters. I guess it could go on forever.
it could, and I was actually a little disappointed that, the main guy, the sheriff came back, like, he was dead. Don't
Yeah,
give me that, you know?
we cheered. Are you kidding me? Yeah, he can't come
You
back.
cheered? No, you can't go back. You can't go back, please. He got saved. Oh my god, so,
Apparently, I know.
yeah.
Yeah, one of the more sympathetic or empathetic characters in the show. Anyhow, yes. What is your favorite movie to watch alone? We're in the movie lane.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That's really cool. I
By
don't know that
far,
I've ever seen it. Yeah,
you absolutely should. Even though it was, I don't know if it's animation or stop animation. It's not. It's definitely something that they moved the little characters. George Clooney was the main Mr. Fox, and he should have just gotten an Oscar just for how he played something without even being there. It's
right.
amazing. It's a great show, like a great movie, kind of like existentialism about animals and how it relates. Like, how can you control yourself? You can't because you were born that way. It's
Yeah,
really good. I highly recommend it.
I'm taking note of this, and
Okay.
the folks at home will remind me also. So here, I love this question, Alyssa, especially for you. If you were to have an action figure made of you, what superpower would it have, and what colors would its uniform be?
This was a hard one, actually. And I might be picking the most obvious superpower, but I would like to be invisible if I could. Um, not to steal things, or though I'm sure that might happen. But um, just kind of, I love to be anonymous in general. Like, this
Yeah,
is the first time ever that I've been on camera for pretty much anything. I've been yelled at work because we're supposed to put our picture up. They've been telling us for like 12 years now, and I just deny. I just say no, like, make me. So, um,
well,
so yeah, I
I'm
guess invisibility. Yeah,
well, I am doubly blessed and thankful that you're on here. You know that Woody Allen, or no, Woody, what's his name?
Harrelson,
No, the
woodpecker.
Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol, who said
Oh,
everybody will have 15 minutes of fame.
oh, okay. Hopefully, it's for something good and not, bad.
Well, here's your first 15 minutes.
Well, we'll see how much fame comes out of it, or
All
this
right.
is enough.
So you're going to be invisible, so the uniform might be like, a secondary thought, but would there be times when you wouldn't be invisible?
Oh yeah, the invisibility would be only when I want to, like, turn on my superpower. Like,
There
I'd
you go.
still be me, but just at times. And I do love the color red. So if I had to put on like a special suit to become invisible, it would be red.
There you go. All right. So What did you want to grow up to be when you were 5 years old?
Okay, so this question was I don't remember much at 5. So I'll give you the answer for when I was about 8 or 9. I remember this clearly because my dad brings it up. We were at a diner for breakfast, and somebody asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, well, either a waitress or a lawyer. And so apparently that was funny, but I didn't go the lawyer route, but I did waitress through high school and college. So I guess I
Good
did
for
meet
you.
that. Yeah.
Good for you. I'm kind of curious if those were the two, and most of us would consider them to be very different.
Which is why it was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, but to you, there was something that was the same about them, I'll bet.
Maybe the lawyer thing was probably because I've heard of that career at that age, whether it's TV or my dad yelling on the phone to
Right.
lawyers. And we always went out to eat a lot. So, and the waitresses, when they were friendly, I liked them. I didn't understand the concept of how much money you would make, which, to be honest, as a waitress, as long as you're if you're in a good place, you do make a lot of money,
Yes.
especially as a high school or college person. I mean, I was living large.
Yeah. Yeah. There are places where people make a year's living 3 nights a week.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and a darn good living, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yeah, you have to be at a good place, yeah.
Sure.
Mhm.
So, Alyssa, what is your greatest accomplishment?
Okay, so I thought about this one, and I think maybe a lot of people say, "Oh, having my kids," but anyone can have kids, no offense. So, what I've been really proud of lately, and I feel is a great accomplishment, is that I'm able to send my daughter to college without her taking loans. My whole life right now is just devoted to um, making sure I have that ability to send her to college without stress. She goes to an expensive one, although they're all expensive. So. But I've been really happy that, it's been going smoothly for me.
Good for you. And I kind of get that she appreciates that,
Yes,
and
she
it's
does.
yeah, and it's not something where she feels entitled, and you needed to do it anyway. She
Not at
appreciates you
all.
putting yourself
Not
out.
She worked so hard in high school. I mean, she just, she passed everyone by, and I just thought it deserved something,
That's
just
great.
yeah.
And what is she studying, if you don't mind?
Yeah, of course. She's majoring in broadcast journalism or from the School of Communications. She goes to American University. It's down in DC.
Sure.
And then she's minoring in business, I think.
That's
She's a
a
sophomore, so I mean, who knows if they change, but she's at the School of Communications.
well. I heard a statistic that it's only about 18% of people who find jobs getting out of college in the field that they went to college for. Almost everybody else starts in something other than that, or decides, now that I've got the degree, I don't really want to do that.
Right. And school is just, I mean, it's not real life teaching. It's not like, so you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a great accomplishment. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Well,
You're
she's a sophomore now, so I got, and I haven't paid that bill yet, so 2.5 more years. But my son is a senior in high school, so
yeah.
we'll see what happens when I got both of them in school.
We had that situation with both of ours in college at the same time too, and yeah, we got a pretty good raise after they both finished school.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, I know. I'm already planning, or not planning, but I'm just like, "Oh my god, I might be rich." But of course something will happen. Yeah. When they're out of school, of course, not now.
Well, you've got mad skills in terms of financial discipline to be able to do what you're doing. I don't think that would just suddenly vanish. Do you?
Oh, no, no, I'm pretty good with money. I mean, I'm fortunate the job I have,
Yeah.
and, I don't take it for granted.
Yep.
Anything could happen. You could be an excellent employee, but, when the high level, executives change, then it'll be, "Oh, no, we want more contractors, not regular people." And then that they will turn over, and, "No, we want more full-time employees, not contractors." So, you just never know.
Well, you start your own company and be able to do whatever they need you to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
All right. Enough with the career advice, Bill. So, who is your favorite person to listen to?
So you said person, but can it be like a group?
Sure.
You know, like, oh, sure. Um, it kind of changes, but I do love, I know you've never heard of these people, but Alt J. So it's ALT dash J. And if you use your keyboard, if you do that, it makes a triangle.
Cute.
So yeah, which means that like triangle is the, you know, I'm so sorry, the strongest figure out there. Like
Yep.
that's why like a geodesic dome is all triangles. But so it's a great band, and a lot of really cool songs. So Alt J. Check it out.
It sounds like something I've heard of before. I will look that up immediately, if not sooner, after we're done with this podcast.
Wonderful. I'll send
And
you some of my favorite songs in text.
oh, that'd be great. Yeah. And what is it that you love listening to about them?
Well, I'm not gonna say the lyrics as much because he gets a little, very odd poetry in them, but I don't know, I guess it's just the, you know, the tempo or the beat or just, how it, it just kinda sucks you in.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some kind of chemical reaction going on there. I can tell.
Right, I think, well, music is probably like that more than you think, right? Um, I remember in college or high school, I'd listen to the most depressing music. Not that I knew it was depressing then until I got out of, maybe 20 years after that. And I heard my son listening to Radiohead, and I'm like, oh, I used to listen to that, but it's such a downer. And at his age, it's like, you don't need that. But, when people told me that, I didn't listen to them either. So,
Agreed. And I have to turn myself in. I'm a little bit of a Radiohead fan myself.
oh, and that's great. It's just some of the songs are pretty.
There's only one
Yeah.
or two, I'm sure. And I've never owned an album, or I've never even paid for their music. I've just watched them on YouTube and that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's I mean, they have a lot of albums, but, and yes, I used to listen to them, so,
Alt
um,
J,
yes.
marvelous. So please complete this sentence, if you will, Alyssa. When I grow up, I'd like to.
Be doing exactly what I'm doing today.
Excellent.
Yeah, I got very lucky. But
You know
that's
what?
just job-wise, I
You
mean,
keep saying that, but you know what I know about luck? The harder you work, the luckier you get. So there's
absolutely. Actually, one of my favorite sayings is, "You get what you give."
right. And you might be lucky to get a break, but keeping yourself in that position and growing from there has very little to do with luck, in my personal opinion.
I know, I guess maybe I'm being modest.
Good, good.
Um, I it's so funny because a lot of friends just keep talking about retirement and how they're preparing for it, and I mean, I have prepared for it monetarily, but, I just couldn't see myself completely stopping. I need to get up and have to do something. I do need the appreciation. I mean, it means a lot that, you're doing something and people are thankful and they say that. But even if I retire or when I retire, like I want a part-time job, whether it's this, what I'm doing now, or just I'll even be a greeter at Walmart. I don't care. I just need a reason to get out of bed. I mean,
Some kind of social experience, huh?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So,
I think that's marvelous. I mean, well, my dad, he worked all of his life so that he could retire by the age of 55.
mhm,
And part of that was because his dad worked until 65 and then passed on the year after he retired. Plus, I think it was, during that period of time, post World War II, when he was a teenager, and it meant a lot for people to have a full rich retirement, right?
right.
So, so the long and the short of it is, we've it's now 40, 50 years after when he was, no, it's 30 years after he retired. And a lot of the people that I know say the same thing as you, is that, what would I retire to or from? I love doing what I'm doing today. So how about I don't have many bills and I just can play a lot more and continue to do what I'm, my craft, and enjoy my life.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna travel, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Um, but I even if I had the job I have now, I have, like, 7 weeks vacation, and that's now. So,
What's not to love?
exactly, so I mean, I could still work and travel. Um, Also, I work from home, so even when my kids are out of school and I'm not retired, I
Yeah.
can just live anywhere for a few months and keep working. They don't care where I am, it doesn't matter. So, like, maybe see it, cross country or something and so
Yeah. You're dangerously close to being accused of having it all.
I do have it all. I'm, like, super happy in life,
Good for you.
really, like, no complaints and
I got that when you said hello. There's no question in my mind that you were a great person and that we were going to have a pretty darn good friendship as a result of it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, question number 11, Alyssa. What is the most important thing in life to you right now?
Making sure it is about my kids. My most important thing is making sure that whatever happens now, that they're happy in life when they get past these big milestones. I want them to be happy in general because it just kills me to see them sad.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is just, and I'm not saying I live for my kids, but I want to make sure that they know, I'm there for them. And I do try to give them, without them being entitled, but as much help as I can, or just, get them going. But they both work. They're both, they definitely don't sit there and look for a handout.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah.
that's the most important thing is just get past these next 6 years. Oh, actually, it's 5 now. My son's a senior. Okay, so really, that's all I'm doing right now. I kind of put myself in the background. Like my friend wanted to go on a trip to Puerto Rico, and sure, I could go, but I'm like, you know, I really rather just make sure I have enough money for them right now.
Yeah.
I can go later. That's fine.
Delayed self gratification.
Yeah, well, sort of. It's self gratifying when I know that the kids are all set. Like, you know, so
Priorities.
that makes
Yeah.
me happy. Yeah.
Very clear. Thank you. Number 12. What would you like to leave in the world after your life is done?
I would Can I say, like, what I would want people to remember? I'd like to leave a memory of just some that I was, a nice person, like, that because I try to just go out of my way. Um, I do believe that you get so much more from people when you're nice as opposed to being, you know, a jerk or just, even at work, the what I know how to do, that I tell people to do it, but they don't, is when I need something, I'm extremely apologetic saying, or okay, no, let me backtrack. When I mess up at work, or what I do is own it right away and say, I am so sorry. That was my fault. Let's say business people can't do something at work because of me. The
Right.
second I say, I am so sorry, that was me, right away they respond, no problem at all. Thank you for looking into it. Thank you for taking care of it. It's when you come up with excuses, people have no time for that. But everyone makes mistakes. So I think I just want to be, I know I think I went on a tangent there, but I would
That's
just
all
want
good.
people to remember that, I did whatever it took, whether it's work or in life. I let people go if I'm in the car in front of me. I definitely believe in karma. And I do have a lot of good karma that always comes to me because and that's not why I do it, but I try to be just a really good person in general to other people because we're all people. Like, you know,
I think in my opinion, you're practicing one of the cornerstone uh, pieces of leadership, which is to give away credit and take blame, accept blame. And that's really how a team starts to line up behind you and starts to have you where your street cred, it takes you anywhere you want to go, simply because people trust your motive. They know
Oh,
that,
absolutely.
yeah.
And
And
in
there are a lot.
fact, I've taken heat for other people's mistakes because I knew they wouldn't be able to handle it, the people that did something wrong. I said,
Yeah,
"Don't worry about it," and I just wrote and said, "I did XYZ." They're like, "Okay, thank you. Could you fix
yeah.
it?" Um,
And you have the credibility as someone who can correct the mistake having made it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And why not cover for a friend every once in a while, give them a little bit of breathing room, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me or affect me at all. I've been there long like, my track record is so good at work that I have it's not even a second thought if I feel like someone's is gonna get more in trouble as opposed to me saying I did it, then I will say I did it.
Yeah, I think you know, your energy. As a really great man once said, that when you pass away, you even want the Undertaker to be sad, you know?
I like that.
Yeah. And
Well,
that,
I wouldn't want people to be sad, though, just happy memories. How's that?
yeah, exactly. So let me see here. We're on question number 13. It's the baker's question, right? You know,
Exactly.
if you go to a good bakery and you buy a dozen donuts or a dozen cupcakes or a dozen rolls, you're going to get a 13th one. And that's what this is. So, what is the thing most people misunderstand about you, Alyssa?
Okay. Um, I am always joking. So if you think that if I offended a person, which is very easy apparently, please know that it was a joke. And people that know me know my sense of humor. People that don't know me, either they cringe right away, in which case I say, "Okay, goodbye," or they find it hysterically funny. And those are the people I like, of course.
Hmm.
But it's just, of course, that some jokes are just jokes. Like, everyone takes everything so seriously now. I mean, gosh, you can't even say Merry Christmas. So it's like I feel bad for stand-up comics. I mean, they're gonna get beat down for things that used to be said 10 years ago. So yeah, it's just if I say something that offended you, I really am joking. And that's about it. So
There you go. As Russell Brand likes to say, if I've said something to offend you, you effing deserved it.
yeah. Or then obviously there's some truth behind it if you're offended, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, see, that's the whole thing. At the moment, and the pendulum always swings one way and then back the other way. And I think we're going to see the pendulum start swinging back towards the middle again. And I think
You think?
yeah, I don't think there's any more room out on the edge at this
No,
point. And the
that's for
folks,
sure.
yeah, the so-called silent majority in the middle, these are people just want to live their lives. They're not interested in being told how wrong they are about, you know, anything you can think of by people that have never met them, and
Absolutely.
so with that said, you're gonna you're gonna have an opportunity for somebody to take something that you say the wrong way. If they ask you what you mean by that, now you got the possibility of having a friendship. They just make a decision and walk away, and need a little less of that in my life. They weren't friend material in the first place.
Right. I don't have a lot of room for more friends, but sure.
Got all I need, thank you.
I
What's up?
do.
What's up with that?
I just I okay, so I love being alone and alone time.
Yeah,
So when I want to see people, I might take me just two texts to reach out to people before someone's like, okay, yeah, let's hang out. So I mean, I can't add more people to all the friends I have already, because I don't go out a lot. So
very clear. That's management of your life and how you're going to be spending it, with a lot of emphasis going on reading your books and all those other things for self-improvement. and
Right.
whatever it's going to take to keep your kids moving in the right direction.
Right. Which again, the biggest priority right now.
Sure, absolutely. So, do you have any questions of me?
Nope.
Excellent.
Do you enjoy doing this?
I love doing this.
What
I
number am
absolutely.
I? Am I 23?
Let me see here. You, my dear, are 22.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
Yeah, and I want to thank you again for being generous. And
Oh no, it's cutting out. Can you hear me?
it's all
Oh, are
good.
you
We're
back?
back. Yeah, we're back again now, and my producer will edit that little blip out.
Okay. I was actually just gonna text you saying it went out.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just restate. I absolutely love doing this. I have another podcast that's called "Lighting the Candle: A World That Works." We're up to I think 128 episodes on that one. We've been doing that for
Wow.
over 2 years. We started that because we were kind of tired of listening to the nonsense on cable stations. With the talking heads calling people names and et cetera, et cetera. They said, well, why don't we see if we can do something that'll empower people? Let's have conversations about language and words and just where, you can find yourself.
I think I'm back. Okay.
This is fun.
Okay.
It's how the world works, right?
Very true.
John Lennon said, life is what happens while you're busy making other plans, right?
Oh, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. I have heard that, but I didn't know who said it.
Yeah, it's a lyric in a song that he wrote.
Okay.
Beautiful boy. Yeah. So, yeah. And at some point, I just thought, wouldn't it be kind of fun to talk to 20 or 30 people, no, 100 people, and ask them the same questions and just see where the conversation goes?
Mhm.
So the threads that we go down they're different with every single guest, and they're always very enlightening and a lot of fun.
Good.
Well, anything else that you would like to say to our dedicated listeners at home?
No, I just think this was an interesting opportunity. Thank you so much for having me. And I hope you get your 100 at the time that you want it done. So,
When the 100th one is done, I will be very happy. It won't
yes.
that matters less about the time and a lot more about the quality of the guests. And I want to thank you for being a very great guest.
Okay.
I do have one more announcement that I'd like to make to the listeners at home. We are now about 5 days, 4 days before Christmas Eve, and this is a tough time of year for a lot of people out there. I'm going to put a challenge out there as I have for the last few weeks and just ask all of you, between now and the end of the month, would you please contact 25 or 30 people by text, email, phone call, carrier pigeon, however it works for you, and let someone know that you value them and you appreciate their friendship and that it makes a difference to you knowing that they're in the world. You
Wow,
just have no idea. If you
that's
do that,
beautiful.
yeah. So if you'd be willing to do that for me, both you, Alyssa, and you folks at home, no one's keeping score, but when you do it, I know you're going to have a feeling in the pit of your stomach that feels good.
That is so nice. I'm like gonna cry.
Yeah,
It's
me
so lovely.
too. There's
Oh, I'm crying.
well, anyhow, we are definitely making great progress on our 100-person project. Simple questions for 100 beautiful people. And Alyssa, thank you again for being my guest, and you've been a marvelous one.
Thank you so much, Bill. It was very nice meeting you and talking to you.
You are welcome.
Okay.
Bye
Take
for
care.
now.
You've been listening to Simple Questions for 100 People, part of the Exvadio Podcast Network. You can find every episode at xvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcast app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and wherever you find podcasts.